Hello, good morning and welcome aboard to AM News. My name is Denisia Pomaije. We begin from Parliament. A dramatic showdown unfolded as the minority rejected the Chief Justice nominee, Justice Bafuboni, walking out in protest after heated exchanges with the majority. Now, tensions flared when Minority Leader Afenyo Makin was repeatedly interrupted mid-sentence by Majority Leader Mahama Yariga, who objected to his opening statement. Now, this sparked a chain of reaction of protests and counter-protests from both minority and majority members on the committee. After nearly 2 hours of chaos over the opening statement, the Appointments Committee Chairman Bernard Ahiafo suspended the sitting for another hour to calm tempers, which did little to change the minority stance or the minority strategy when sitting resumed. The minority eventually walked out in protest, declaring their outright rejection of Justice Bafuboni's nomination. Here's how it unfolded.
We hear with a heavy heart, but an unshakable resolve to defend the Constitution of Ghana, protect judicial independence, and uphold the rule of law. We gather to vet a disputed nominee for office of Chief Justice of Ghana. This should be a moment of national pride and institutional renewal. Instead, it has become a test of whether Ghana's judiciary will remain independent or fall under executive and political control.
Honorable Minority Leader. Honorable Minority Leader, just hold it a second. Yes, Honorable Ayarga.
Mr. Chairman, we are here because our rules say we should be here. And the same rules indicate exactly what we can do or not do when we gather here. Order 1237. 1237 says that the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except upon a substantive motion. You cannot raise anything about the conduct of a member of the Superior Court of Judicature of this country in Parliament except by a substantive motion. No substantive motion is before us, and so the ranking member has no right, no lawful authority to raise anything about what happened in court, the processes leading to a removal of anybody and the nomination of anybody. You have no right, pursuant to our rules, to raise those issues. So be guided, because if you raise them, I'm going to object.
First of all, the majority leader is clearly acting in bad faith.
Now, away from Parliament, GoldBod and the National Security have arrested 25 people, including several foreign nationals, for alleged involvement in illegal gold fabrication, trading and also smuggling. The arrests made between November 5 and November 6 were part of a wider operation targeting unlicensed gold activities in Accra. The suspects include Indian, British, American, Swedish, Russian, Belarusian and Ghanaian nationals. The operation uncovered unlicensed gold refining and trading schemes at Domipila 2 and Achimota Akwitiman. Deputy CEO of GoldBod, Richard Nunubeku, says no individual, local or foreign, will be spared if found operating without authorization.
The task force retrieved 8 gold bars concealed on the premises, various gold trading agreements, assaying report and receipts, 112,500 United States dollars, 64,014 Ghana cedis in cash, and 2 sidearms found in the possession of suspect Clement Agblago and Emmanuel McAddy. Preliminary investigations confirmed that Legend Precious Metal was operating without a valid license for the Ghana GoldBod. Evidence also indicates smuggling route through neighboring countries and fraudulent schemes targeting unsuspected buyers. The following individuals were arrested are insisting in investigation. If you are arrested and you are arrested for engaging in these gold trading activities without license, without authorization, no particular, no call from anybody will save you. And that is the approach with which we work here. We've not succumbed and we will not succumb to any pressure.
Well, the GoldBod estimates that illegal gold trading and smuggling cost Ghana nearly $2 billion every year, with total gold exports reaching about $8 billion as of October 15, 2025. The board believes that eliminating these illegal activities could raise annual national earnings to over $10 billion, strengthening fiscal stability and also economic growth.
Illegal gold trading and smuggling has been estimated to be about $2 billion annually. So what we are doing today is looking at reducing the impact of that figure on our economy. So if you can imagine that so far, as at 15th October, we've done about $8 billion in gold export. If we add an additional $2 billion to it, that would have taken us $10 billion. And the impact would have been felt even greater than we are currently feeling. So for us, these enforcement actions are targeted towards reducing the impact of the gold smuggling on our economy and on the activities of our gold trading activity. Ultimately, if we are able to achieve success and weed out these syndicates and individuals who are engaged in this trade, what it means then is that on an annual basis, we'll be getting an additional $2 billion to over $3 to $5 billion in additional revenue.
Now, away from illegal mining and the GoldBod, sometimes the stench gets so overpowering that you have no choice but to alight from the commercial vehicle even before reaching your destination. It's that unbearable odor that some Trotro mates carry along. The discomfort can be so intense that passengers shift, turn away, or struggle through the journey until they can't take it anymore or simply get off. So Letitia Texton and Vera Gedu set out to uncover why some mates choose such an unhygienic lifestyle and spoke to their masters and passengers about these unpleasant encounters. Here's the story, read to you.
It might seem simple, but habits like regular bathing, brushing the teeth, and wearing fresh clothes can greatly speak much about a person. The reverse of this is also indicative of a person's hygienic lifestyle. Some Trotro mates perhaps have a different script, as they do not create pleasant atmosphere for passengers, from mouth and armpit odor to unwashed, sweaty clothes. Here's how passengers describe these encounters.
1 month ago, me encounter.
About a month ago, I boarded a Trotro at Spintex heading to Medina. I was seated right behind the mate and noticed that he had a strong body odor, especially in his armpits. It was very unpleasant, and although it's public transport, it's still important for them to practice personal hygiene. So I politely informed him that he had body odor and advised him to maintain good personal hygiene, explaining to him the negative impact it could have on passengers.
The Trotro mates are defensive. They say their demanding schedules leaves them little room for personal care.
Passengers always complain that Trotro mates don't like bathing. It's not our fault. It's the nature of the job. Sometimes we travel to other regions, and if we, the mates and drivers, don't get load Baatsona, we are compelled to sleep in the car without bathing because in some places we don't have access to water. That's when the complaints come in. The nature of the job also takes almost all our time, which results in such complaints. Tiredness after work is also a factor contributing to this problem.
But we know that hygiene should never take a backseat. Drivers are encouraging their mates to keep clean as it ensures a pleasant ride for passengers.
I am Ejaya, a driver, and I am urging all mates to take their personal hygiene seriously, especially because passengers often complain about unpleasant odor. I always encourage my own mate to stay neat since we work closely with the public. I am also advising fellow drivers to regularly remind their mate to keep clean so we maintain a good image and ensure passengers feel comfortable.
Medical experts are cautioning the Trotro mates against such act, as that can affect their social interactions and their physical well-being. Here's Dr. Yao Osafo of Medicas Hospital.
The physician's perspective, then it poses certain, if you like, hazards. And that is mental health, and then there's also social health, the ability to maintain relationship. So somebody may not even board your Trotro or your taxi if you don't, you have very low hygiene, all right? So your ability to maintain social health is then impaired. Once you have body odor issues, then it will affect your social health.
Letitia Texan and Vera Gadu's report read to you.
Now, for nearly 2 years, residents of Baatsona East and Central have endured a worsening water crisis that's taken a serious toll on their health and also their finances. Many say cases of typhoid, skin rashes and diarrhea have become common as they are forced to rely on rainwater and also pay exorbitant prices to private water tankers. Now weary and frustrated, residents say their patience have run out and they are threatening to escalate the issue if authorities do not act soon. Noella Karinyali has more. The following report.
I am here at Baatsona Eastern Central on the Spintex Road, specifically the district pay point of the Ghana Water Limited. And the desperation for water in the area runs deep. Residents say they've forgotten what it feels like or looks like to turn on the taps and see water flow. And for almost 2 years, they've had to rely on rainwater harvesting and water tankers who charge exorbitant prices, twice or even 3 times the usual rate, just to fill a few drums of water. At the Daniel Classic School Complex International here in Baatsona, Mr. and Mrs. Ahaji say keeping the school running has become a daily struggle. With no water flowing through the taps, they now depend largely on rainwater to keep the classrooms and washrooms clean. They explain that even when they manage to get water from private tankers, delivery delays and poor quality makes it difficult to maintain hygiene standards for their pupils.
In fact, right from last year and this year is the worst, because I would say this year is worse because even the water we'll be buying, maybe 700 is now 1,000. The 400 is 600 now. You see, so this year is the worst time. And it will take you, when you have to order ahead of time, maybe 2 days before you can get it. Like, you see that this time I'm empty. I only hope is this. And if I don't give the order now, Monday we'll be in trouble. And so sometimes it is the rain that comes in and we get some, like you saw those, that's just this.
Let me speak to your wife. I mean, you run a school. You have a lot of kids here. Obviously, they need water to go by their daily activities here in school. How do you cope? How are you navigating the situation?
The situation is terrible. In fact, I even went to the Facebook and then I spoke to the president to come to our aid. Because we are handling children. I even told them that there was once we purchased the water, but it was like milkish. And you use this water to cook for the children.
It was dirty.
It was dirty. Do you understand? So, and recently the children are going to admission, vomiting, running, which is not the best. So we want the government to give us water.
The chairman of the Residents Association, Mr. Thomas, says the water shortage has gone beyond inconvenience. It's now a public health and financial crisis. He explains that families are forced to spend money that could have gone to other household needs just to buy water.
To fill the tank, these tanks, I have to buy 800 cedis a week. 800 cedis a week. But the normal bill that I pay is 100 cedis because I use just about 5,000-6,000 gallons. So it is about 3,000 cedis a month for 1 year. One tanker actually told me that, oh, if it's for a building or something, they are going to take it from a dam. But if it's for house, they will going to take it from a tap or a borehole. Only God knows the metallic particles, the rust. You know, we find a lot of things. We find insects in the water. We find metal particles. So the rainwater is something that we have to rely on. As at now that we speak, look, the tanks are empty. They are all empty. Look at that. There's no water in them. Skin rashes have gone on the rise, diarrhea, diseases, and so on and so forth. Vomiting. There's a school right here. We'll go there and you talk to them. And it's become such a major issue because health is wealth. Without good water, sanitation doesn't mean anything.
Many here believe the situation has dragged on for far too long. Frustrated and losing patience, residents say they are ready to take stronger action if authorities fail to restore a steady water supply soon.
This is a situation that appears even to be deliberate. I do not want to say that, but I think that for an area to be without water for 1 whole year, it means that enough is not being done to service the community. We have had numerous explanations. The explanations vary from their tank pipe breaks in the major pipelines. And we are also told that the desalination plant, which is in Teshin, has been shut. So the explanations are so different. So we have realized that there's the need for us to take our lives into our hands. So we are likely to take it up to a higher level. I mean, we are in a community, we are in Tema West. So therefore we have an MP. We have recourse to other means. We have the Tema regional authorities. We have the head office. We have the PURC.
From Baatsona Eastern Central, here on the Spintex Road, I'm Noella Karaniali, and this is Joy News.
From Accra, let me take you to the Bono East region because a community is in mourning and a family is demanding justice. This is after the brutal murder of a traditional leader. Nana Owusu Koko, the Akwemuhene of Tanoso, was killed on Saturday morning while making his way to his farm. As his family alleges foul play and makes an urgent plea for justice, police are now assuring them that a manhunt is underway to find those responsible for this heinous act. Anna Sabit has more.
In the quiet dawn of Saturday, November 8th, a journey that began with the familiar purpose of tending to the land ended in an unimaginable tragedy. Nana Owusu Koko, the Akomuhene of the Tanoso traditional area and a pillar of his community, was brutally murdered on his way to his farm. Now a family is left in mourning and a traditional stool sits empty, its silence echoing a cry for justice. Here in Tanoso, where the shock of Nana Owusu Koko's killing has not yet settled, the family described him as a man of peace, a leader who was deeply connected to his people and his land. His brutal death at 6 a.m., a time when most are beginning their day, has left this community reeling, and the family is pointing to foul play. Kofi Anani speaks for the family.
It's suspicious because in the people who are going to manson, a flood in the crop, one court. Yeah, that's me down a par. You be say, you know, a saffron one fish say, yeah, the Yagin dear. Saffron on airtrain. You say, woman, at this and among them.
Responding to the family's anguish and the gravity of the crime, the police have assured that they are on the case. The Deputy Regional Commander ACP Stephen Boadu, together with a strong police team, visited the grieving family to offer condolences and, more importantly, assurances.
When the incident happened on Saturday, we haven't rest. We've done a lot of interviews and questioning. We got multiple leads, and we are sampling all the leads to identify the key leads. And I think with this, we'll get to where we all want to go to. And what I can do is that those involved or behind this crime will by all means be brought to book.
He confirmed that a full-scale investigation has been launched.
That's an unfortunate story there, and we offer the family our condolences. But up next is business with Samuel Kujibris.
Well, to our first business story, and Finance Minister Dr. Kisiela Tufosun has announced plans to introduce new policy measures aimed at driving growth and transforming the Ghanaian economy from next year. These initiatives are expected to be a key focus when he presents the 2026 budget statement to Parliament this Thursday. Meanwhile, businesses across various sectors have emphasized the need for access to affordable long-term financing and simplified tax laws as top priorities for the 2026 budget. The following report captures more.
These concerns were captured in the KPMG and the United Nations Development Programme in Ghana survey of businesses from different sectors of the economy. These businesses maintain that they also want some policy measures that will help improve support for small businesses in the country, as well as infrastructure development. Majority of these businesses engaged also wanted more allocation for the agri sector. When it comes to unemployment, some of these business owners want to be incentivized or get tax breaks to employ more graduates from the universities. They believe this is one of the surest ways to help create more jobs and also complement government's efforts. Most of these businesses in the survey cited high energy costs as a major concern. They're therefore looking forward to some relief in this area.
So other stories, the Bank of Ghana has pumped $250 million into the market in the first week of this month. It's part of the central bank's revised dollar intervention program designed to support the local currency. We have more in this report.
This is the first part of the about $1 billion that will be sold by the Bank of Ghana to the commercial banks for this month. The move is part of efforts to help in firmly stabilizing the Ghana cedi and improve the liquidity on the market. The development has gone a long way to help stabilize the local currency for last month, recovering from losses posted in September this year. This was after some $1 billion was pumped into the market for the month of October 2025. Persons close to the Bank of Ghana have told Joy Business that they are using the windfall from the rising gold prices to support the market, and that the current program aimed at boosting the central bank reserves has not been affected anyway by this policy. However, some persons like the ranking member of the Economy and Development Committee of Parliament, Kojo Opon Kruma, is raising questions about Bank of Ghana's approach in supporting the market with dollars to help stabilize the Ghana cedi.
Let's wrap up the business update with what's trending on the commodities market. That's all in our business update. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you, Ahanta Pili, for bringing us business news. My name is Denise Apomaje. That's it for AM News. But don't forget that we have an interesting show for you today. Up next, after the news, is sports. Please stay tuned.